Hey guys, welcome back to Socrates Jones, the game where I am Socrates Jones, accountant turned, fuck. Okay, wait. But, no, I did this. You guys saw it. Oh, okay. It's already done. You're blah blah, yes. Actions will be correct in one place, will be incorrect in another. Interesting observation, but it runs against the grain as you said earlier. For if morality is effective, the game where I always have to fucking replay like the last few seconds of what I was doing before. For if morality is affected by a situation, then there are clearly factors other than the individual that affect it. Yeah, you damn right, that's right. Sorry, Protagoras. Seems you have two choices for the same result. You could either maintain the assertion that morality is situation dependent and your philosophy is undermined, or you could retract it, thus giving credibility to my original complaint. But either way, the idea that morality is entirely individual is thrown into question. Like I was saying before, dude, like, you don't actually have to be right, Socrates Jones. You just have to make a compelling argument about the nature of morality, I guess, because, seriously, right now you're just standing here shooting down people who are trying to help you. That's all you're doing. What do you have to say to that? ... Ha! Socrates, your rhetorical techniques have not dulled in all these years. Perhaps my position is indeed on shakier ground than I realized. You've given me much to consider. I could write a thesis on it all. Yeah, I definitely did this in the last video. Something, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for your input. To win, I believe you have it in you to win this great wager, just as you did before. Wait, what? Okay, this is new. Goodbye, my old friend. Or it's not. I don't fucking know. What did he mean, as you did before? Ah, I thought you would have figured it out by now. Huh? Taking on the Arbiter's challenge is no easy task. In fact, throughout all of time, only one has ever had his wish granted. Only one? Yes, your namesake. What? The great thinker Socrates, the wisest man in Athens. Unlike the other philosophers, Socrates was never sure of his ideas. He was always questioning, always challenging himself and others in the pursuit of truth. Never satisfied with any of the answers that were provided until he disappeared. Disappeared? Yes, without a trace. Simply vanished into the ether. Ether? I like ether. Never to be seen again. What happened to him? Was his wish to leave? No one is quite sure. The last person to see Socrates on this plane was René Descartes. And according to Descartes, the only thing Socrates said was, I found it! He found it? The answer. Wow! That's my namesake! I really hope I'm not expected to live up to that. Alright. Chapter 3. The Social Contract. Click to start. Well, the original Socrates may have bested the Arbiter's challenge, but that's two philosophers down. I don't feel any closer to our goal. It's always seemed to be just out of reach, doesn't it? Do not worry. There are still... Excuse me. There are still near infinite perspectives to examine. In fact, I already have another philosopher ready for you to debate. Wonderful. So who's the next philosopher? Is it another Greek dude? Because frankly, I'm getting sick of Greek dudes. No, this one is British. Oh, how exciting! Yes, I'm simply ecstatic. What's the matter, Socrates? Do you no longer wish to continue? Ari. Hey, there's a hole in my jeans. Oh, man. Note to self, put on some underwear. Hold on, I never said that. Of course I wish to continue. Dad? Very well then. Give me a moment, Socrates, and I'll bring the new philosopher out. Question mark, ... Ari, ... Socrates, ... hello? Arbiter, are you sure this is the right guy? He isn't doing anything. Maybe he's dead. Well, technically... Humbug! Eep! He can eep, he can speak! Of course I can speak, you silly girl! I just chose not to. I can't really affect a British accent. I know I'm Australian, so... You just have to deal with it. I know you Americans can't tell the difference between the accents anyway, so it's all good. You waste time with small words, and small words are the money of fools. Arbiter, who is this guy? You may refer to me as Thomas Hobbes. You should know, Mr. Jones, that my mother gave birth to twins, myself, and fear! By the end of the day, you will be thoroughly acquainted with both of us. Well, jeez, isn't he a dramatic one? Hobbes, you may present your argument. Of course, Arbiter. Of course, Arbiter. Allow me to begin by describing to you the natural state of man. In the natural state, men find themselves equal and in competition for resources. Being selfish, they will go to any lengths to achieve their desires. This sets them at odds with every other man, creating a constant state of war. Ceaseless conflict makes life nasty, brutish, and short. And there we go, the natural state of mankind. Okay. Mankind is selfish, added to the idea slate. But, wait, you said nothing about morality. Of course not! In the natural state, there is no morality. There is nothing binding us to respect one another, nothing stopping us from killing each other. What? Well, that's depressing. And ridiculous. Of course there's a sense of right and wrong. Arbiter, there's no way this philosophy can possibly be the correct answer. Humph! You seem rather sure of yourself, Mr. Jones. Shall we put your theories to the test? Gladly. People work together, added the idea slate. Careful. Damn it, I'm doing it again. In the natural state, men find themselves equal and in competition for resources. Alright? Being selfish, they'll go to any lengths to achieve their desires. Question. Ask for clarification. What do you mean by that? Men see what they want, they will grub and squabble if necessary to get it. Even to the extent of stabbing each other in the back. Press for backing. Can you back that up? Tell me, Mr. Jones, why do you stand here debating philosopher as a philosopher? Do you simply do it for the fun of it? No, it's the only way I can get home. Exactly, like all men, you are motivated by personal interest. So motivated that you will try something you, as an accountant, are not inclined to do. Think. As you can see, my point stands strong. That's the weak point. That is the weak point. Fuck. Humbug! Or maybe not. Let's go with not. Being selfish, there we go. I'm sure this is the weak point. Oh, well, was there more questions? Question relevance. How do you support you? How does that you support you? If men didn't wish to achieve their desires, there would be no conflict. Thus, their selfish pursuit is essential to my hypothesis. This sets them at odds with every other man, creating a constant state of war. People work together. Yeah. Hobbes, your argument here is about as weak as they come. Let me just open my window. There may be a cat out there. Nope, just ridiculous levels of wind. My mistake. Your argument is about as weak as they come. You claim that people are in a constant state of war, but I see people cooperate every day. Is that so? Yes, societies are in fact built upon such cooperation. Employees in a business collaborate to create a product. Construction workers get together to build a house. Police work together to take down criminals. I'm pretty sure I know where this is leading into, like his counter-argument. Philosophers work together to find out the truth. He's a cheerful dude, the Arbiter. I like his ability to close the eyes of his skull that he's wearing. I assume he's wearing. Exactly, thank you, Arbiter. Well, Thomas Hobbes, if people were always at war, none of these things would be possible. Societies we know it couldn't exist. What do you have to say to that? I say that you are merely an observer of the obvious, Mr. Jones. Huh? You insult my intelligence. Do you really think I hadn't considered such things? Our sense of morality is what allows us to cooperate in such a fashion. But, wait, hold on. You said earlier there was no morality. Indeed, in the natural state, this is true. However, as such a state is extremely uncomfortable, we have long since moved beyond it. Allow me to explain to you, Mr. Jones, the step you have missed. At the core of mankind's self-interest is survival. However, in the natural state there is no security. Thus, mankind is impelled to seek peace, forming contracts between individuals. It is from such exchanges that our sense of morality is born. And there you have it. Our moral rules, our society, our political systems, they all come from the social contract. A very compelling argument indeed. I haven't actually established any kind of like voice that I want to do for him, so it's just kind of, it's basically in constant flux. How did this happen? I thought for sure we were ready to move on. You walked right into that one, Dad. Helped him set it up and everything. It's true. Hobbes is one of the most prominent social contract philosophers. It's only natural he took his argument in this direction. What? You knew this? Why did you warn me? Sorry, I just assumed you already knew. I mean, that's kind of, it's not uncommon knowledge, you know? Is there a problem, Socrates? Or are you ready to accept the truth of my argument? Well, his argument seems pretty solid now, that's for sure. But something built on a premise so grim, I just can't accept it without examination. Arbiter, I'd like to ask Mr. Hobbes a few questions. It is Hobbes, isn't it, not Hobbes? Bah! Scholastic thinking. I hardly see the attraction in it. Come now, Hobbes. Very well, Mr. Jones. Give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. The core of man's kind of self-interested survival, yep. In the natural state, there is no security. Thus, mankind is impelled to seek peace when contracts between individuals. Alright. Ask for clarification. What do you mean by this? In the natural state, anyone is free to do whatever they please. This includes actions which would cause harm to other people. If we were in the natural state and I felt the desire, I could kill you without consequence, Mr. Jones. Assuming you're not already dead, of course. Is he threatening me? I hope you understand just how little security the natural state affords. Alright, back. Question. Press for backing. Can you back that up? Tell me, Mr. Jones, do you enjoy being dead? It hasn't been so bad, actually. Oh? Yeah, it's been great. I've been meeting cool people, like you. I've been mistaken for a several thousand-year-old missing person. Of course I would rather be alive! I need to live! I'm very lively! I'll have you know. I think most people at my age would do anything to stay alive, and I just made your point for you. Indeed, you have my gratitude, Mr. Jones. Alright. Let's try a question. Question relevance. How does this relate to your conclusion? It clearly leads up to it, Mr. Jones. Ask for clarification. What exactly do you mean by contracts? Indeed, this could use some elaboration. Oh yeah, it could. I'm not just clicking buttons. Very well, by contract I refer to an agreement between individuals. In such contracts, we agree to give up something of our personal freedoms, most notably our freedom to harm, because others do us well. Such an agreement confers onto everyone greater security. Huh, interesting. Your face is ugly. Press for backing. Can you support this statement? You yourself gave countless examples of people working together. Do these not suffice? When the strong man agrees to guard the weak in exchange for pay, in that instant a contract is formed.
Nonsense!
But mankind is selfish. Hold right there, Hobbes. I fucking knew it. I'll admit that the individual part of your philosophy sounds good on paper, but they don't quite work so well when viewed as a whole. Is that so? Do explain. Also, are you cross-eyed? Gladly. Your social contract theory is based on the idea that people are selfish, correct? Indeed. And that they will go to any lengths to improve their own prosperity. Correct, which is why contracts must be formed. I'm a little confused. What exactly is the problem, Socrates? Isn't it apparent by now? If the only benefit of the social contracts come from other people giving up their rights, and people as selfish as you claim, what is there to stop these oh-so-selfish individuals from breaking contract after it's made? Bam! Bun! 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 Why, that's a very good question. Working off Hobbes' own theory of human nature, men will always seek the most advantageous situation. Well, the most advantageous situation for anyone would be that they keep their own rights when others give them up. So why would people ever keep their contracts? They wouldn't. Of course not! Everyone would stab each other in the back the moment they could get away with it. Hobbes, your ideas taken all together are self-defeating, like everyone else's seem to be. There's no way the social contract could be formed in the way you've described.
Nonsense!
Whoa, nonsense. I wasn't too far off, actually, the way he's... Mr. Jones, you are getting carried away. Ha! I think I've made good points. Laughter is nothing more than a reaction to sudden glory, Mr. Jones. And in your case, the glory you're reacting to is quite artificial. What? All of these things you're saying, they have occurred to me. They are, in fact, the obvious progression of thought. The fact that any self-interested man would break his contract is a problem, which is why I came up with the next step in the thought process. The next step? Without obligation, selfish individuals are indeed likely to break the contract. However, such obligation can easily be created by fear, namely fear of repercussions. This fear can in turn be created by empowering a sovereign. Such a ruler could deal out punishments to those who break the contract. And as a result, the moral systems of the contract will remain intact. And there we go. As you can see, Mr. Jones, my philosophy is quite sustainable. The social contract simply needs proper enforcement. You know what? I think I actually miss talking to you. You thick bro. Dad, are you going to be okay? I don't know if there's a problem here, are you? I mean, we just need to find the nature of morality. Maybe this is it. Do you honestly believe that? Do you think that morality is found in the rules dictators enforce? Well, no. Well, then keep looking. There has to be a flaw in his argument somewhere. Are you two quite done chatting over there? Yes, Arbiter, sorry. Hobbes, you may have thought through my previous challenges, but my life depends on my only accepting the true nature of morality, and somehow I just can't accept that this is it. Bah! Bah! Humbug. Very well then, Mr. Jones. I have all the time in the world. Examine away. Yeah, let's go. Without obligations, what are my challenges? Contracts need to be enforced. Okay. Without obligations, selfish individuals are indeed likely to break contracts. Yep. However, such obligation can easily be created by fear, namely fear of repercussions. This fear can in turn be created by someone empowering a sovereign. Such a ruler could then deal out punishments to those who break the contracts. Wait. Nope. Ah, fuck. That didn't help. Some clarification. What do you mean by this exactly? Simple. The people give power to a ruler who's able to enforce the contract. By give power, you mean form an agreement with? Indeed. As in a contract. Yes, in exchange for the power, he grants order and protection. Interesting. Sovereign forms a contract with people to enforce their rules. We've been over this. Contracts need to be enforced. Mankind is selfish. People work together. People showing that they're overall good. Every country requires obligations powerful enough to enforce morals.
Nonsense!
Fucking knew it. I'm the man. Who's the man? I'm the man. Hobbes! I will admit that your philosophy is very interesting from a political perspective, but as a basis of morality, it simply won't stand.
Nonsense!
Oh shit. Mr. Jones, even now you lack sensible qualities such as fear. Haven't you learned not to make such brash statements?
Nonsense!
Nonsense! Nonsense! Nonsense! Nonsense! Brash! This time I think not. Boys, enough grandstanding. Get to the point. Fuck you. I'll grandstand all I like. Hobbes, you said that the source of your obligation to the social contract is the pressure laid upon us by the sovereign. Is that correct? Yes. And the sovereign's power to apply such pressure comes from a contract between him and the people, yes? Absolutely. Well then, Hobbes, answer me this. What obligates the king to follow his contract with the people? You may have added a layer of obligation, Hobbes, but you haven't fixed anything. The problem is still exactly the same. The king, being selfish, will take advantage of his people. And we are back where we started. No matter, just another moment of your time, and I'll lay out what binds the king to his contract. God damn it.
Nonsense!
You see, nonsense. Huh? I don't need to hear it, Hobbes. What? How dare you? The fact is, we can do this forever. I can continue to point out the lack of obligation in your morality, and you can attempt to provide a source. You're curing the symptoms and not the disease. The question you need to answer is not what obligates the king. The source of obligation is the social contract, then it can only be another contract. Instead, answer me this. What obligates us to keep our contracts? What makes them the source of morality? Can you answer this, Hobbes? I will. Dad, you've actually stumped him. This is the core of your problem, Hobbes. Morality based on contracts leads to an infinite regression of obligations. Thus, it can't possibly be the true source. Gah! Wow, Dad. Let's see him counter that. Well, Hobbes, what's good, huh? How can something that requires obligation be the source of all obligation? It just doesn't make sense. Your philosophy is hobbled, Hobbes. Well, you see, preposterous the sovereign will, the fear, it creates in us mechanical drive to, Wow, I broke his head, like I broke his mind. I'm sorry. ... There's a word for 3 dots, I forget what it is. Socrates, do you know what my last words were before I died? Now I am about to take my last voyage, a great leap into the dark. I desired rest, a life finally free from fear and discomfort. I had not wished to be trapped in this realm, debating for all eternity. Accepting the Arbiter's challenge was a foolish choice, Mr. Jones, but needless to say, I can understand why you did so. And ignorant as you are, you have given me reason to re-examine my principles. I shall now take my leave. Get dunked. Alright, guys, I'm going to call it there. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Socrates Jones, Pro-Philosopher. There will be more pro-philosophy at some point, I suppose. It's actually, I really like this. I'm learning a lot about philosophy from this game. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure some, like, school student or teacher made this at a guess. As always, if you feel like playing some yourself, links in the description on the first video of the series. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.